And then maybe you'll do like a half a handstand push-up. And then eventually we can work into getting you into a full range handstand push-up. And that might take a week. It could take 3 years. But if you continue to work on and chip away at that one movement, you'll be able to get it. Which when I started CrossFit, handstand push-ups were atrocious. It took me 27 minutes to do this workout called Diane that had 45 handstand push-ups in it. It took Dan Bailey less than like 90 seconds to do that workout a few years later in competition. Um, I can now do that workout much quicker. I think by time I would guess it would be right around 4 to 5 minutes now. But that is something that I've sucked at. Overhead squatting is something that I sucked at. My depth in squats was something that I wasn't very good at. But I've worked on all of those things throughout time, and hopefully they've gotten a little better. I feel like they have, and I like in the grand scheme of things, no one's going to care about what my overall CrossFit success is. What they want is to be a part of a journey and be a part of seeing success. And that can look like things in the gym. It can look like things with family. It can look like activities with friends. And that to me is the bigger story of what I'm telling and what we're doing with the Buttery Bros, not just CrossFit. But I've gotten way off topic to helping people learn the specifics of sport. But I think the general idea is to pick small goals, work on them with the overall goal being something that is achievable in a long period of time. Don't try and achieve that in a short period of time.
So if you then had to link that to your goals for the Battery Bros, for being a better father, for being a better partner, the kind of goals we talked about before, what kind of cognitive training away from the gym, away from fitness, do you do? Do you read a lot? Do you kind of meditate? What kind of work on yourself, like your self improvement work, if any, that do you do? Or do you just take each day and just try to be a better person? Do you find certain habits work best for you, certain routines? What makes you you?
I think one of the things I do when I'm doing zone 2 training is just internalizing, thinking through, or if I'm doing a long sauna session, I'm working through things mentally a
Mm.
lot. And that's a form of meditation in a way. Um, but a lot of my self help in a way is done just fighting demons in the gym. And that's another way of motivation that we haven't really dived into. But I don't do a good job of mentally. I've tried to in the specifically in the last 3 months, um, working on communication specifically with my spouse, with my wife, and making sure that both of us feel valued and feel um, acknowledged in what we're dealing with, both with business, our relationship, raising kids, and taking time. I think one of the things I strive to do is have a weekly discussion for, whether that's 30 minutes to an hour with whoever it is that I'm working close to, like my spouse or my business partner, on what our goals are for that week or the long term goals, what's gone on in the past few days where things have gone well, what hasn't gone well, and what can we work on, and try to have those conversations in a non hostile environment. If you're having that conversation under the stress of trying to produce a documentary and the deadline of trying to get something done at the last minute, and you're disappointed with X, Y, and Z, trying to point out those things then isn't going to be as successful or go as smoothly as when things aren't as tense and the stakes aren't as high.